Your thoughts overall on the King Clancy that came out today, and everything that's gone into it for you this year?
It's a huge honor. Just lucky to be able to represent the team with a group of guys and an organization that focus on giving back to the community. So I think everyone helps each other out in that facet. Whether you have a meet and greet or an event, I think there's so many people behind the scenes that go into it. The guys in this room and Flyers Charities and the community relations team, everyone. And so it's special. But I think it more highlights just how we try and connect our team with the community.
I know Scott Lawton, I think, had the last 4 seasons, and I know he's a guy that was looked up to here. What is it like to kind of follow in his footsteps a little bit?
Yeah, I think Scott set the standard for how to be a Flyer, really. But I think we'll use a lot down the road to build into the team and success on the ice. I think Scott was a big part of what it meant to be a Flyer off the ice. And like you said, it's a lot of guys learning from Scott and taking that enthusiasm and pride to wear the uniform to give back as well.
How important do you think it is, for a team to be involved in the community? Like, how important is it to what you're building on the ice to do things off the ice too?
There's so many different parts that go into that. I think first it goes back to the support that we get from the fans, from our community when we're on the ice, and we have a platform. We have the connections. We have the resources, I guess, to be able to give back in a way that just builds the community up. It's all Philly is cheering for the Flyers, right? So it's special to, I think, kind of do it. You just kind of take that team mentality and you spread it out throughout the community. And like you said, it's a bond. And I think, like I said, the pride that we have in this organization, it leaks onto the ice too, and you wear that jersey with the same pride you do to support the community.
Like, do you think it builds? I mean, obviously, it's not you're not going down the wing and thinking I'm doing this for the fans, but like, does it maybe even on a subconscious level? Does it add to the motivation when that connection's there?
Yeah, I think it goes back to the fans. I think it shows in the support that we get, not just when we're on the ice, but when we're out in the community too, in our everyday lives or at an event. And then I think it's kind of, I'd parallel it with like how you feel about your line mates and having that connection and that relationship and just kind of knowing them a little bit better, and subconsciously maybe anticipating their needs or trying to find out what can help benefit them the most to be their best.
You've worked with first responders and their families. What kind of motivated you to choose that cause specifically?
I was lucky enough to start a foundation with my wife, Lindsay, back when we were in D.C., Ask Heroes. My namesake, Garnet McElroy, was a firefighter up in Winnipeg. Growing up, I've heard a lot of stories from my grandparents, from my parents, just hearing what the life was like and how it also impacted the family as well. And I think even coming to Philly, I've made so many connections, so many relationships with community, people in the community, as well as foundations that have introduced me to so many more people that I never had met or known stories about, or just known on a deeper level, I guess. So it's really special for me. It means a lot. That's the most I can say, is that every day that I get to do meet and greet or know that we're helping out in some way, it's special.